It is official that the pound-for-pound king, Terence "Bud" Crawford, has agreed in principle to face off against the 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar, first ballot Hall of Famer, Saul Canelo Alvarez. So Canelo Alvarez has agreed. Terence Crawford, we knew he was going to agree. And they're working out the details to showcase their talents. Riyadh season, Cinco de Mayo weekend in May.
Hate me, but I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Hell of a fight.
Hate me, but I think it's a 50-50 fight. It's really, really hard for me to see Canelo losing to Crawford. But it's also, there's things that I can see that Crawford is so good at.
Yeah.
That it's like, I can't see him not being able to be sharp and do that round after round, man.
Canelo versus Crawford is a battle of strength and skill, but can Crawford rise above the challenges of fighting in a higher weight class? Let's hear what the experts think. Berlanga feels Crawford's exceptional talent might help him overcome the odds against Canelo, but will the weight difference be too much for the welterweight champ to handle? Always.
You know, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, you know, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, you can't.
Renowned boxing trainer Andre Rosier has shared his opinion on Terence Crawford potentially stepping up to fight Canelo Alvarez. While Crawford recently secured a victory at welterweight, Rosier believes moving up to face Canelo at a higher weight might be too ambitious to pull off.
The only thing he could possibly do at this point to regain that status is to beat someone of note in another weight class. And
Rosier suggests that Crawford moving to 154 pounds could be a realistic step, but he remains highly doubtful about Crawford's chances if he jumps further to take on Canelo, calling it a risky and dangerous move.
I think 54 is going to be enough for him. Him going up to fight and quote unquote, if it should happen, Canelo, I don't see that ending well. It's just too much and too far to go. But that's what it would take.
Rosier's concerns emphasize the enormous challenge Crawford would face against the pound-for-pound superstar at such a weight disadvantage. What's your take? Can Crawford handle the jump, or could this fight prove too big a task? Canelo Alvarez has opened up about the possibility of fighting Terence Crawford, sparking excitement among boxing fans worldwide.
And yes, it is official that the pound-for-pound king, 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed world champion, and reigning WBA junior middleweight world champion, superstar boxer, Terence "Bud" Crawford, future first ballot Hall of Famer, undefeated, 41 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout, 37 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach, has agreed in principle. We knew he was going to agree to face off against the 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar, first ballot Hall of Famer, former undisputed super middleweight world champion, and reigning unified super middleweight world champion, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Mexican star Canelo Alvarez has hinted at his readiness to face Terence Crawford, generating buzz around what could become one of boxing's most thrilling matchups. This potential clash would bring together two top-tier fighters at the peak of their careers.
Terence Crawford, his name keeps coming up, and I know he's a lot smaller than you. Is that a fight that you would ever consider under any circumstance?
You know, I always say if it's a fight.
A fight between Canelo and Crawford promises to be historic. Canelo, the undisputed super middleweight champion, has dominated his division with power and precision. On the other hand, Crawford, known for his technical mastery and smart tactics, has earned his spot as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters of his time.
Terence Crawford, I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but
Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight king, hasn't ruled out stepping into the ring with Terence Crawford. While Crawford's move to a heavier weight class stirs debates, Canelo is confident in his ability to overpower the smaller opponent. Speaking on Sway's Universe, he expressed interest in the fight, seeing it as a chance to make a bold statement.
Said that he would be willing to pay whatever you want to fight Crawford.
Fine.
Yeah.
If he's willing to pay whatever I want, hands down.
That'll work. Yeah, you're in. So if the numbers were right with Crawford, you'll do it.
Why not? Why not? I think Crawford don't get me wrong. He's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So
Canelo believes the weight difference gives him a major advantage over Crawford. With a proven record of defeating top-tier opponents at super middleweight, he sees this matchup as more of a financial opportunity than a risky venture. However, fans and analysts argue that Crawford's skills and determination might make this fight less predictable than it seems. Canelo also shared insights into Crawford's mobile fighting style, acknowledging its challenges. Despite his confidence, he indicated the fight would only happen if the financial rewards were worth it.
Money is right. I'm in, because I don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he move a lot and the fight is not that great. I saw Crawford the last fight and he don't move that much now. So if the money is...
Canelo's comments reveal the complexities of arranging this fight. While he respects Crawford's talent, he's confident his natural size advantage gives him the upper hand. His focus on financial stakes and stylistic challenges suggests he sees the matchup as more of a spectacle than a purely competitive fight. This perspective is a shift from his earlier reluctance to face Crawford when he felt defeating a smaller opponent might not bring him much credit.
Everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything, and like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2-3 ways class.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and I always say that. No disrespect him, but sometimes it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he is big. And everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford, fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense when you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit to face Crawford, but you never know. You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible. Why not? It's possible.
And I can't go down anymore. But like he say, when they ask him for the Germonta fight, they don't wanna get credit for that fight. It's the same for me. I don't need to take that fight because everybody's gonna say it's too small, and then he needs to enjoy his fight.
Meanwhile, Crawford remains determined to make the fight happen, showing his readiness to jump up 2 weight classes to cement his dominance.
If Canelo gets through Jermell and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah. But in my mind, in my heart, I don't think nobody too big, especially in a fight. I'm a fighter. But, like, I was thinking, like, man, it could happen. So you start really sitting down like, man, that fight maybe can happen. Okay, so now you start.
Crawford understands the physical disadvantage he would face. against Canelo openly acknowledging the significant role size would play. Still, he's confident in his ability to overcome this obstacle and impose his unique boxing style.
He bigger than me, but I'm faster. You know, so then you start doing the advantages. You know what I mean? But like, man, we right there.
Yeah.
We right there, you know what I mean? So I was like, man.
And it's not like he didn't go up in weight as well.
Keith Thurman, a former world champion and keen boxing analyst, recently discussed why Terence Crawford might see openings in Canelo Alvarez's game. Reflecting on Canelo's performance against Jermell Charlo, Thurman pointed out moments that could fuel Crawford's confidence, suggesting his sharp eye for strategy may uncover vulnerabilities others overlook.
You know, when Canelo fought Charlo, besides the knockdown, Charlo was able to protect himself very well against Canelo's onslaught. The only problem was, while protecting himself, there was no offense.
Thurman highlighted how Charlo's defensive shifts limited the damage after his knockdown, but noted the absence of counterattacks, which gave Canelo room to dominate. He believes Crawford, known for his adaptability and creative offense, might exploit these moments by blending a solid defense with calculated aggression.
And I believe, seeing what I saw, I believe Crawford saw the same thing. If Charlo can go so untouched by just being, you know, once he got dropped, spider senses, boom, fully awakened, right? Boom. So now hands up, don't make no mistakes. So, you know, that's how it is. We saw it in the Munguia fight. You know, we saw it in the last fight. It's those little mistakes that end up having big consequences against Canelo, right?
Thurman's insights suggest that Crawford is likely analyzing Canelo's recent bouts to find exploitable gaps in his approach. While Charlo relied on defense to survive, Crawford may look to combine that tactic with his sharp boxing IQ to not only withstand Canelo's power, but also score effectively. Still, Thurman warns that a single mistake against Canelo could instantly shift the fight.
Crawford is trash. Don't ever compare Crawford to Canelo again. Shout out young Triple G. He did his I felt he won. At least a draw. The judges, you weirdos, you guys suck at. And Crawford, you're not pound for pound. You never fought nobody good. You fought Spence that had a car accident.
Renowned sports analyst Stephen A. Smith recently shared his views on the potential blockbuster fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Known for his bold opinions, Smith weighed Crawford's exceptional technical skills against Canelo's raw power and physical dominance, identifying key factors that could shape the outcome.
Canelo catches him, it could be trouble. But I would still say it would be a very interesting fight. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. And I'm wondering whether he could stay away. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. And that's where the problem lies.
What do you think a win like that would do for Crawford? Would that put him
I think it was
Mayweather?
He and I spoke about it. He and I spoke about it in Vegas.
Interview 17. Smith emphasized the importance of balancing skill and strength in this fight. While he believes Crawford's technical ability could trouble Canelo, he questioned whether Crawford's lack of comparable power might leave him vulnerable to the relentless Mexican champion's offense. Smith further analyzed Canelo's fighting style and highlighted the risks Crawford would face if caught by a powerful shot.
Canelo is a very powerful individual who can get exposed by a boxer because every shot he throws, he's trying to make it a power shot. But to me, can Crawford hurt him? I would pick Crawford to win if he can box and stay away. I don't believe he can hurt Canelo. And if Canelo catches him, it could be trouble. But I would still say it would be a very interesting fight. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. And
Smith's analysis underscores the high stakes of this potential matchup. Crawford's mastery of technique could expose Canelo's reliance on power punches, while Canelo's physical strength and knockout ability could neutralize Crawford's finesse. As the debate continues, Smith's comments highlight just how close this contest could be. With both fighters offering a mix of power, speed, technique, and charisma, the fight promises to be an unforgettable spectacle. Alexis Rocha, a welterweight contender who has sparred with both Canelo and Crawford, shared his unique perspective on the fight, acknowledging the physical differences while recognizing their individual strengths.
That's my opinion. Terence Crawford, yes, there is weight classes for a reason. Canelo is a lot bigger. Crawford has that. He also has a good size swing where he has that good size and he has that reach and he has that boxing IQ. That's the most important thing when it comes to a boxing game is the IQ. You know, I think Crawford will hold his own very good in that fight. But I will lean a little bit more towards Canelo given the fact that he's more experienced and he's been in it with bigger guys.
Rocha's analysis echoes the common view of this fight. Canelo's size and power could pose significant challenges to Crawford, despite Crawford's superior boxing IQ and adaptability. According to Rocha, Canelo's physicality and experience give him an advantage, adding more depth to the debate. Can Crawford's skill defy the expectations set by boxing's weight classes? As of now, Canelo Alvarez hasn't confirmed his next opponent for 2025, but Terence Crawford appears to be the frontrunner. Crawford has been vocal about wanting the fight, openly challenging Canelo as he awaits an answer.
Are you serious about fighting Canelo Alvarez?
Of course.
I know you're serious, but I've got to ask you for the people that are watching.
Of course.
Are you confident that that fight is a fight that you can win?
Well, I'm always confident that I can win any fight that I step foot in the ring. You know, Canelo is a big, strong competitor. He's a great fighter. He's a future Hall of Famer. And that's what we in the game for, is to leave a legacy that will last, surpass our lifetime.
FTV Boxing has reported that Terence Crawford is on Canelo Alvarez's short list of potential opponents, with many considering him the best choice for a return fight in May. Although a date hasn't been confirmed, the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas seems a likely venue. Former welterweight champion Shawn Porter, who has faced Crawford in the ring, expressed concerns about Crawford stepping up to fight Canelo. While Porter admires Crawford's skill, he fears the significant size and power difference could put Crawford at serious risk.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
Porter's caution emphasizes the challenge Crawford would face against Canelo, a fighter known for his power at higher weight classes. While Crawford's adaptability and technique are unquestionable, the physical disparity poses a major threat. This fuels the debate. Can Crawford's skill offset the risks, or is he taking on an insurmountable challenge? Adding to the buzz, trainer Robert Garcia hinted at the possibility of this matchup, with rumors pointing to a May 2025 clash in Las Vegas.
Well, I don't know who'll get it first, Crawford. I think Crawford is looking at, just a huge fight with Canelo, and if he doesn't get it, he might not even fight anymore, because he's told me that before. But there's so many other fights out there too. We'll just take it fight by fight.
Reports suggest the Canelo Crawford fight could be pushed to June, though May remains a popular choice for boxing events due to pay-per-view demand. While Crawford is among the top contenders, Christian Mbili is also in the mix as the WBC's top-ranked challenger at 168 pounds. However, the WBC has not yet made Mbili a mandatory opponent for Canelo's next title defense.
I know with the Benavides question, you get asked this all the time. I almost hate asking you, but if someone's willing to put up the $250 million,
I mean,
Would you negotiate down?
No less than 200.
No less than 200.
Ooh.
Another big money option for Canelo could involve a $200 million payday to fight David Benavidez. Additionally, a potential rematch with Dimitri Bivol remains on the table, though Bivol has indicated he has other priorities at the moment. For now, these matchups highlight the limited but high-profile pool of opponents available for Canelo.
Other than Crawford, what will make sense? Like, there's a couple of names out there. Benavidez, but we know that's not going to happen.
A Canelo-Crawford fight in the US has the potential to break the coveted 1 million pay-per-view sales mark. Then Crawford's most successful pay-per-view fight was his dominant win over Errol Spence Jr., which sold 700,000 buys in the US. Canelo, with 16 pay-per-view bouts to his name, has amassed nearly $1 billion in revenue from 11.6 million combined sales. Rumors suggest that Saudi Arabia, led by billionaire Turkey Elite, could back the fight financially, possibly securing it in Las Vegas. Both fighters bring legendary credentials to the table. Crawford, a 4-weight world champion at 41-0, would have to overcome a significant size disadvantage fighting at 168 pounds. Meanwhile, Canelo, now in his mid-30s, may have slowed enough for Crawford to outmaneuver him and win on points. At 37, Crawford hasn't shown signs of aging, but the wrong fight at the wrong time could change everything. If the fight happens on May 3rd, it could carry the tagline, "Daring to be great," captivating global audiences. As fans eagerly await confirmation, the question lingers. Can Crawford's technical brilliance outshine Canelo's power, or will the size gap be too much to overcome? Share your thoughts in the comments.